All right, y'all, let's go to the WNBA. Y'all stop laughing. We ain't going to the games. I don't see y'all at the games anyway. So what the hell y'all talking about? Y'all like, well, I don't see you either. I don't see anybody at the games. When they going to fix the WNBA, y'all? Come on. I got two little itty-bitty daughters. Let them have options in life. I don't know if they're going to be basketball players. Not tripping on that. Just don't like to see something fail. And right now, they're not only failing in watching it as a product, but they're failing in protecting their same product. They're failing in protecting their players. Let's talk about this story right here with Brittany Griner. They ran up on her at the airport. Now they have to make travel adjustments for the Phoenix Mercury in the WNBA because Coach Vanessa Nygaard, with two A's, said that the organization will be making adjustments that maybe should have happened before. We got a little game of hot potato going on right here. We're going to talk through this one. Who's to blame? She didn't want to specify what that might entail, but right now we're going to prioritize the safety of our players. That's a quote, and that's unbelievable that that's a quote. I'm not here to hang anybody out to dry, but I know when you're talking, sometimes you got to listen to yourself. Right now we're going to prioritize the safety of our players. Yeah, what were you doing before right now? That's the conversation right here. Because some dude that works at the Blaze Media, he's a YouTube personality. I don't know his name. Don't want to give him too much shine because of what he did. Total, like, disrespect. It's not an invasion of privacy because it's at an airport. That is a public place. But if you're a provocateur, as he's described by the WNBA, which basically means he's doing way too much by hiding behind his profession, why are you running up on Brittany Griner to talk about or talk to Brittany Griner, right? I mean, there's protocols for that. There's proper ways to do that. Do like I'm doing. Like, I'm talking about Brittany Griner right now. And Brittany Griner is nowhere to be seen, and that's fine. Or reach out to Brittany Griner and then get her permission, her cooperation to discuss with her. But that's not what he was in it for. He was in it for the shock value. He was in it for the, gotcha moments. And that's sad, man, because that's disrespectful, just straight up disrespectful. You know me, I am not allowing media to take it to those places anymore. I will police the police, as I like to say. So the league is looking at Brittany Griner in this incident and said in a statement that Griner has been approved to fly charter for WNBA games. Phoenix has not said why she was not doing so on this given day, right? So she got the approval to fly in a more private space because that's how we used to travel charter, right? So basically, you may go to the same airport as everybody, but I'm not going through TSA lines with you. I'm not going to the same gate with you, right? So you imagine this provocateur, whoever this dude is, running up on Brittany Griner. Like, Brittany Griner could be at gate 74, tagging this dude at gate 20. Like, he must be brave and stupid to do all that. So the coaches kind of putting it all on herself in terms of being the voice, but not necessarily being the one who's responsible for this incident. And I like her for this. She says, I was hired to be the coach of the team, not maybe all of those conversations about those travel things. I do know Phoenix as an organization, we follow the rules. And we were given guidelines of travel. Uh-oh, you catching it? And we follow the guidelines established by the league. Basically, this is a protocol conversation, and that right there is not the problem what I did. The problem is the protocol, and the problem is that protocol is above my pay grade. So go holler at them up top. So the Women's National Basketball Players Association, they said that there may have been uncertainty about whether the Mercury were allowed to pay for all the charters, even though Griner had been approved for them. And then they said, however, the league told ESPN that the Mercury were allowed to do so. So the NBPA women's version, labor union, says there may have been some uncertainty there. And the league is like, nah, we said that the Mercury can do that, but it wasn't implemented. Was this a communication issue? Or was this this is going to cost us more, so let's hide this, let's bury this in the approval process. Y'all didn't see y'all could do that? Oh, you're fine. I don't know right now, but let's keep talking through it. So here's a quote from a league spokesperson who says, given her special situation, the WNBA approved charter flights for Brittany Griner for the 2023 season. We informed the Phoenix Mercury earlier this year to move ahead with any arrangements they felt were appropriate and needed, including charter flights. That's that old, like, yeah, do what you got to do. I just hope you don't do the most. We ain't trying to pay for it. And, man, God, look, they are getting subsidized. So let me not be the one who's sitting here like, oh, just take care of Brittany Griner to all ends, to all means. When they're like, dog, there are no means. We are not making money. We are over here bleeding, and we're in the red. So we know that Griner's back from her Russia issues. Not going to dive into that right now, but she had a 9-year prison term. She was facing that. Whew, and then she got exchanged in the negotiation with the governments, U.S. and Russia. We know that. We know that. So good thing about this is, like, look, Brittany Griner got ran up on, obviously really felt affected by that because it's almost like getting robbed in a different scope. But mentally you feel like, wow, I'm vulnerable, right? You just walking through the airport, you know how they do it with them big old sweatsuits and stuff. Everybody got on their flip-flops, they Crocs with their socks, and they just chilling. You got your backpack on, it's empty. You got your AirPods on, but you ain't listening to nothing. You just don't want people to just say hi to you, and you don't want people talking to you, so you just keep your AirPods on nothing. And some dude runs up on you with a camera. You like, yo, he coming in hot. This ain't fan man. And he's just trying to ask you questions, say all kind of crazy things just to get a reaction out of you. You know, that comes with the territory. And then at the same time, like when I say it comes with the territory, being a public figure, like you're vulnerable. Like people going to take pictures of you that you don't want. People going to say stuff to you don't want. I was leaving a soccer game the other day, and supposedly some dude was just rubbing my shoulder. I didn't even notice. But I did notice he was right here in my space, but I ain't tripping because I ain't tripping. You ain't going to do nothing, and I don't want you to do anything because that ain't how I roll. That ain't what I'm here for. But he wouldn't have done that to anybody. He did it to me because I'm, quote, unquote, somebody. So I totally get it. Deanna Taurasi, she was talking about it. And she was just talking about how the safety of everyone should come first and basketball should be second. And, we family people. We got kids. We're real. And you shouldn't be able to disrespect us, our teammate, anybody like that. So make sure that the WNBA takes care of this. But how do you take care of this, right? My grandma always said, you can't make sense out of nonsense. And this is some nonsense. You're not going to be able to foolproof the situation, even with charter flights, because the charter flight still takes off from the same airport. You're not going to be able to always fly charter if you're Brittany Griner, right? Fly private all the time. Like you still got to coexist with the real world. And there's a greater conversation than just this. You know me, I always find something and try to intersect it and find where it connects sports and life. And this is an interesting one when you talk about the vulnerability of us all. And we're in this thing together in coexistence. And in a world where we're having the haves and the have-nots, and in a world right now where it's like, gotcha, people are forgetting about coexisting. Like everyone's trying to build up their power, build up their fort. You know, my kids are doing amazing. My family's doing amazing. But you forget sometimes that other families are not. And they're going to have to coexist with you. And that's why I think we all got to be a little more open with our hearts and be a little more open in terms of trying to pull everyone together. And frankly, have a better decorum with each other, because whoever this dude is for the Blaze Media, y'all shouldn't be allowing this. Y'all shouldn't have somebody out there doing this. I mean, you get your names in the headlines, you get something that gets a lot of clicks and you get a lot of views. But look what it does to the fabric of a society, man. Cats just running up on each other doing crazy stuff like this. So not to go too deep about it, but at the same time, Brittany Griner is going to always be vulnerable like this. She's a 7-foot WNBA star. They don't make airplanes from your front porch all the way to your destination. You still got to coexist with the world. All I'm asking of the world is to make sure you show a little respect. As they say, put some respect on her name.